Welcome everyone to game number 1. One thing I forgot to update though was Cloud's name. There we go. Welcome everyone to game number 1. We're just going to 2x over here ever so slightly. This is something that we can get away with when cast and record the games. Until we get some action over here. Meanwhile, we can talk about the civs and the potential matchup, the map generation, whatever. Dragonstar playing with Pulse over here. Once again, it's got one of the strongest civilizations and one of the most popular civilizations for a map like this. In the past, most of the times that I saw Pulse on this map, I saw them go forward and put pressure with towers. That is always more likely to happen when you're up against a civilization that's going to favor a fast castle approach, such as Turks or Spanish. Spanish have been very popular over here, potentially even Bengalis, I think. But yeah, in this case, with Cloud probably not really making a play for Rattan Archers, I would imagine that Dragonstar is just going to make a play for fast castle. He can still go for a Trush, mind you, but yeah, it's not 100% necessary. Praise record the games. Yeah. I want to see someone go for 2TC plus castle approach with Pulse instead of 3TC that we have seen so far. Double TC plus castle? It would take longer to get your economy set up. To get enough resources for Slakta. Or are you talking about the possibility of Obuk, perhaps? No, that'd be interesting. Pressure with a castle. Ah, yeah. Well, that's something that we see usually when they go for the Trush, right? They just have a very natural transition. Not gonna be the case this time around. Regardless though, Cloud's going up on 21 population. And Dragonstar on the other hand is going up on 26 population. Seems like he's collecting gold though. What is this? Is it gonna try to fast imp? But this is 25 villagers though. Usually you're going up on 27 villagers. At a minimum over here. Yeah, and I don't think that the forward bonus over here or boost in food income is going to be enough. I guess we are going to find out. It's not going to take much longer. Cloud's coming forward. What is this, bro? He's going for a Trush? With this economy, he went up on 21 villages. This is so late. He's trying to wall Dragonstar. Okay. Well, this is certainly an out-of-the-box game. Oh, thank you for paying the predictions of our base. In Curse Miracle, you can take a look at the prediction results to know who won the previous one. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who might just be coming into the stream for this one. So Dragonstar's going up. He's got 27 villages right now, but yeah, it's so awkward. Yeah, he's just gonna try to wall. He's just gonna try to wall Mr. Dragonstar out. Whoa! Nana, thank you so much for the sub. Coming in hot over there. 8 months, 1 month away for the Twitch, baby. Fungus gate build ever? Yeah. But he's going to get away with this. This is not the strongest push from Cloud, mind you, and Dragonstar is just going to get to the castle age fine, so once again, I'm not really sure what the plan is over here. For Cloud, it was so late for him to go for the forward push. He's not fast castling, he's just falling behind, the push over here is not all out, it's too late. And Dragonstar, once he gets to the castle age, he'll have enough resources to go for 1 extra TC, or close to it. He's gonna have to wait a little bit, but he should be able to go for 1 extra TC, and very soon he'll be able to go for more than 1, of course. Oh, he's going for no, he's going for the monastery. Okay, knights, monastery, 1 TC. This is certainly not what I was expecting to see in this game at all. I'm liking the position for Dragonstar better, mostly because of how much faster he is to the next stage, plus the fact that he's got the same freaking villager count compared to Cloud, which is absolutely remarkable. Cloud ended up losing the villagers he was trying to get the walls up with, right? So if you account for those, plus wheelbarrow, it makes sense that Cloud's got the same worker count than Dragonstar, but it's still, you know, a sight to behold, because if he does go for the second TC, he can go for wheelbarrow while still going for villagers. This is so weird though. He's so much faster up and he's not going for extra economy. I have no idea what Cloud was going for. I honestly do not really know if he had any idea what he was going for. In Dragonstar, well, you know, he doesn't need to go for extra TCs. Just like going for extra TCs once you're up faster to the castle, which guarantees you getting a hidden economy. Unless you're on a awkward matchup such as against humans, right? But yeah, it's... I guess it's fine. It's just that he's not fully committed to it. He's going for wheelbarrow, bozo right now, so he's not fully committed to the push. He's not queuing any more knights. He's going for monks now. He's not going for any extra TCs. It's such a weird game. No economy, no military for Dragonstar. No fast castle, and very, very late feudal push from Cloud. Gets pushed away from this very greedy wall. Nine and goal, your polls, man. Yeah, I've been surprised about this for the longest time. You know, he could have just fast castled. If he was going to go for this, he could have just made a... Wow. That is a really quick GG over here as Dragonstar takes game number 1. Oh, he manages to breach in. Yeah, that's how. The walls were coming out. Let's actually rewind 30 seconds so we catch this up. Yeah, right, so he sent the villager over to get the walls up over here and wasn't able to get this up on time, right? Actually, he did manage to get it up on time, but the foundation was so low HP that Dragonstar came in right away. So, like, yeah, it makes sense. Cloud wasn't really in a position to keep on going, but this was a very awkward game. Kind of from both players, honestly. And yeah, Dragonstar would have been able to get away with fast castling just by collecting stone. He didn't even need to go for this many gold miners. I don't know. That was an awkward game. I do not really know what to think out of it. We'll just jump into game number 2. I think we are just going to skip the achievements. Because game number 1 was pretty short and pretty one-sided. We can just jump into game number 2 right away. And we'll still have some pre-roll off time, so... game number 2 is gonna be fine. It's taking place on Fortress, and we have Chinese versus Bengalis. Let's go! This is a matchup that I love to see. Chinese being the undisputed most popular civilization choice for this map, while Bengalis, on the other hand, well, guess what? Bengalis have become the second most popular civilization for Fortress. And once again, we're just going to ever so slightly fast forward. And every time that I have seen this matchup specifically, it's been super competitive. I think it's kind of 50-50 in terms of win rate. Time to fast forward to him. This hurt my head. Am I screaming? Sorry. I guess that explains why I had decreased my volume by 4 dB before. Let me check. Properties. Let me change the volume. We're going to make -4 dB. Oh, game number 1. Sorry. Is it hurting anyone when I scream? Because I have a compressor, so it shouldn't feel too much louder. If you are listening to me, it shouldn't sound much louder. You should be able to tell that I'm screaming, but you shouldn't hear it much louder. A little? It should be fine though, I think. I'm just going to decrease my volume just a little bit. Just a little bit. Probably by 3 dB. Yes, that works. I think. Yeah, that works. I have kids. Your screams are soothing in comparison. Hopefully that helps, Rusty Sean. I have decreased volume over here. I guess I'm probably going to increase 3 dB in the compressor, so I still sound the same otherwise, right? I just don't peak. Anyway, Cloud playing with fire over here. It's unlikely the King's going to do much of anything. He's just trying to bait Dragonstar into taking free damage. 3 dB is quite a lot in terms of sound pressure level. Yeah, but it should be enough to guarantee not peaking. Because even though I had a compressor, and I had it set up not to go past 5 dB, there is a little bit of attack time. And sometimes I notice that when I scream, it does peak. So this is going to guarantee not peaking at the very least. Which should help with sound quality a little bit. The match command doesn't work for record the game, sorry. Only for live sets. But you can still do !kilo and then the player's name. Regardless, the game is going pretty standard, as you would expect. Just fast castle from both players. We'll see extra TCs come out for Cloud. He's got the second TC already on his way. He's got the third TC coming up very, very soon. Before going for a monastery, yes. And that's going to be the case for JonSlow as well. Second TC already up or on the way, and we have the third TC on the way over here as well. Okay, so I'm going to take my gain from 13 dB to 15 dB. And that should be good, I think. Alright. Hopefully, now you hear me at about the same volume as before, but I'm not going to peak anymore. Is it fine that I fast forward until we get some more action, guys, or do you feel I'm rushing the games and would you like me to go a little bit slower? I don't mind. I can go slower. I just feel like since nothing is happening, might as well just save us all some time, right? Especially as we have 4 sets to cover today. This is the third one, but then afterwards we're going to have Vaz versus Kingston to go for. Rubar's coming in for JonSlow as well, and oh, we see the first monastery coming up in the game on Cloud's side of the map. I imagine at this point he already has a vision of the entire map and he knows where all the relics are. And he knows 4 out of 5. The 5th one he hasn't really scouted yet. I think it's like 1 tile too far, 2 tiles too far. So, how was the weather for you? Well, still we wait for the Imperial Age. You know, here it's been kind of chilly, which is surprising because the last couple of days it was pretty hot. And now it's 19 degrees, which is kind of chilly for what I'm used to. But yeah, we are technically in winter still. It just didn't feel like still were in winter because of how hot some of the previous days were, past couple weeks. Too warm for the time of the year, but kind of nice. Yesterday I was melting on the field. RIP. What was the temperature yesterday? For us, I think it was 21 during the day, and then at night it might have gone down to like 13 maybe. Hey, there we go. Imperial just on the way for Cloud. He's also going to start collecting the relics already. He's gotten 2, which were closer to his base, and we take a look at the scouting information. He still has not realized about this one, but he should be able to get it. I think he's going to end up getting 4. He's got the scout up in the north. He's got Chukunis coming out, but he has not sent a monk up in the north yet, and he knows about it, right? He knows about it. He's just not sent any monks. 28 degrees with no clouds or wind, and 70% humidity. Oh yeah, that doesn't sound too good. For what I assume you're used to, that sounds like a lot. Do you wear sunscreen, by the way? Alright, 4 villages. I think we can go back to 1x right now. As Imperial H is here for Cloud, and he's going for another castle for the second one. This is going to start snowballing hard very soon unless Dragonstar is able to get some defense up himself. So he does have Rathas coming out, and he does have 2 castles. He's going for the third one as well. Yeah, otherwise it turned into a shrimp. That That's great. Want to see someone go chunkers? Well, the Chinese won't. And Bengalis doesn't seem like they'll be going for it too much. Chemistry's on the way. Conscription. He does have to go for trebuchets. Waiting for chemistry is going to be purely for the Chikanu for the most part. Also for the cats perhaps, or even for the trebuchet to get 1 extra damage. But mostly for the Chikanus, right? Meanwhile, Dragonstar, he's just trying to get to a good amount of Rathas. And this is a very strong unit, mind you. Once he gets to the Imperial Lich, he's going to have access to the Elite Ratha upgrade. If he can go for it, this is already going to make this so much stronger. Currently, Cloud, I think he's got standard Chikanus over here. He's only now going for Thumbring as well. So he's waiting to get the regular upgrades before paying as much as he needs to go for the Elite upgrade. And Dragonstar is going for it right away. Nice. There we go. He's also going right now for oh man, what is the name of this upgrade? Pikes. He's going for Pikes, which is going to make Rathas and Elephants attack 20% faster. So yeah, he's going for all the upgrades. This is just going to be post-imp Rathas from Dragonstar, which should melt the Chikanus. Yes, Rathas will absolutely destroy the Chikanus in a post-imp fight. Before we see the Elite upgrade, Cloud's going for Rocketry, which will boost the attack by 2 for the Chikanus. So here comes the pressure. Cloud's gonna start targeting the castle next. He's taking the TC down, but Dragonstar has had enough. He's got the 3 castles up for enough time to get to a decent amount of Rathas over here. Yeah, for the same resources though anyway, Rathas are going to mail the Chikanu, so. Taking a look at the actual amount of military, you know, there are only 25 Chikanus and 23 Rathas. So with the Ring Archer armor coming up and chemistry on the way, Dragonstar's coming out. These are not the lead Chikanus yet. And he's gotta be careful, man. He's going to push the Chikanus out, but now these trebuchet will end up soaking a lot of damage. So Dragonstar is kind of forced into targeting the units individually. It seems like he'll still end up coming out on top though. Yeah, he's coming out on top. He's done a good job of, I imagine, splitting his army up and targeting the Chikanus by hand. Still, he will end up losing the castle over here, but he will be the only player left with a decent amount of military units. So he can come forward, keep on putting pressure. He does have another castle coming up in the north anyway, so his production potential is going to remain the same, right? After he gets the third castle up. So well done. Cloud, he's on 3 castles himself as well, going pretty heavily into Chikanus. Ain't like cavalry right now, he needs the meat shield. We're playing AoE now? Yeah. What is the name of this? Chariot? That was the Roman one specifically, right? I guess it's just going to be like a cart. Like generic cart name. I'm not really sure. Do you call it Chariot even if it's not Roman? Is this cost effective? It should be cost effective for Dragonstar. Yes. It should be. From our testing some time ago when the expansion came out first time, we actually tested Rathas against all the unique units. Well, most of the unique units, the ranged ones. And they did really well. The only few units they went down to were Imperial Skirmisher, not even Elite Skirmisher, but Imperial Skirmisher, when, you know, accounting for the same amount of resources, not necessarily cost effectiveness because the skirmishers are gold free. But yeah, even Elite Skirmishers will die to the Rathas. It was Imperial Skirmishers, Rathan, Archers, I think. We're also able to take these down. And I don't remember what else. I don't remember Huskars. I think Huskars probably do well. This is good. He's got his own meat shield, of course, with the melee Rathas. Seems like the castle's going down very soon. The Rathas are getting pushed back though. A little bit. Not too much though. With the castle crumbling over there, this is good. That's good. He is going to reduce production potential of True Canoes by 33%. Fantastic. There we go. JonSlow is getting pushed back over here. The military count for Cloud is a little bit too high for JonSlow to deal with for the time being. Even though he does have 3 castles over here, he's struggling to keep production going. That is a problem with the Rathas. That is why Bengali is starting. One of the reasons why Bengali is starting to use more frequently, especially on standard maps, right? It takes a while. It takes a while. You need to get the castles up. You need to go for. It's kind of like a Mongol situation, right? Where you have a very strong unit to play with in the later stages of the game. So kind of like Mongols, but without the early boost, without the faster working hunters, without the faster uptimes. It just takes forever to get there. Yeah, he's still going for more. I imagine he already has conscription at this stage. Yeah, the treasures are gone. See Cloud going the left hand side. He's gonna try to get the raids going over here. This could be really good. He's got some stables coming up, and there's a lot of exposed economy over here. Dragonstar is going for a TC, so that's going to help, but all the lumberjacks over here are still exposed. It seems like he's realized about this, or at the very least the one Ratha over here knows about the light cavalry, and we'll see if he can bring these units back towards the castle. In any case, JonSlow does end up pushing Cloud away from the front of his base. If he can bring a few extra light cavalry over here, his production potential is pretty high now for light cavalry, but if he can bring a few actual units out, he's going to have a meat shield for the Rathas to work out, and that's going to make his army so much more effective. Right now it's a big struggle because it's just reliant on Rathas, which for a meat shield are not going to be quite as good in terms of cost effectiveness, because your opponents bring light cavalry and you're actually paying gold for these units. The archers could help, but following them, massing them is a problem. Yeah, for sure. Affording them specifically is going to be pretty tricky, right? Given that he's got just 12 gold minus right now. And boy, that was not good. That was not the best engagement for Dragonstar. He's bringing a light cavalry forward right now. It's been a pretty good engagement for Cloud ever since this started over here a few minutes ago, right? A lot of units have gone down around this area. I would say probably more than 100 at this stage. Yeah, with the castle going down, Dragonstar's production of Rathas is going to diminish substantially, which means if it was hard for him to get a good amount of units before, now it's going to be borderline impossible. So he calls it GG, and Cloud takes game number 2. Once again, we'll take a look at the achievements. This was a lot closer compared to before. What do we have? We're going to see a very close to 4 to 3 KD ratio for JonSlow. Once again, he does end up getting a better KD over here. His army was significantly higher value as well, but the production was not quite up there. Despite the fact that he ended up collecting about 2,600 extra resources. If we take a look at society, we're going to see also that Dragonstar ended up getting a much higher worker count peak, right, through the game. But yeah, he couldn't really sustain the production the way that he needed it, so. We'll take a look at game number 3. Regardless though, it's 1-1 right now. We are going to just very gently fast forward, just 2x over here, not full throttle of course, and wait for the castle age or so. Once we talk about the civilizations, once we talk about weather. Cloud playing with humans, he's going to have, obviously, a very strong civilization to get away with over here with a stronger economy. After getting to the village, we'll see the second TC come up and he'll just play for that. From what we have seen in the past, most likely we'll see humans go for a second TC outside, so on one of the sides. Probably just to start collecting some of the wood around here, because it's already going to have gold on the back. Map generation is pretty consistent, by the way. Both players with back main golds. Yeah. Just the stone is going to be a little bit better for Dragonstar over here, I think. It's side and forward, and this one is side and forward. No, it's about the same. Yeah. What do you have for dinner? I didn't really have. Oh, yesterday I had a. What do you call it? Like a vegetable pie. I don't know if you would call it pie. It's not sweet. We call it tarta in Spanish. Basically, you just take a very thin, large, circular piece of dough, and you put a bunch of vegetables in it, and then you kind of raise the edges. I don't know. I don't know how to describe these things. Not being a native speaker. Like you pick the edges and you start pinching the dough so it raises, right? And it creates a little bit of a wall. So then you have like a dough container with a bunch of vegetables in it. Quiche, maybe. Pot pie without chicken. That's what I had for dinner yesterday, and today I think I'm probably going to make the same. I'm not really sure. I've been kind of fancying a stew with lentils, rice, but yeah, not really been able to utilize my pressure cooker yet. I bought it like 3 months ago, probably more than that, like 5 months ago, and I still have not used it. I am overwhelmed by it. I'm intimidated. I don't know how to use it. Actually, it's electrical. It's a digital cooker, pressure cooker, right? And it's got all these functions and stuff, and I still have not tried doing anything on it. Pretty much like quiche. Let me take a look on Google. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's what I had yesterday. Except that this one is not quite as firm. The quiche seems like it's got a lot of cheese on it or a lot of flour in it. And this one is not so much. I just put like 2 eggs. If vegetable is 50% garlic and 50% onion, then I guess can be good. It's not that much, no, but it's still pretty good. I do put a lot of olive oil in it. Olives on top of it as well. Onions, cauliflower. Oh, dude, cauliflowers and Brussels sprouts. It's so good. I never knew that I was going to like vegetables this much when I was a child, but I just love it. Cauliflower is it was kind of like a revelation. I think I had it for the very first time like 2 years ago or something, and I just loved it. And I don't know how I was able to go on for so long without it. I love it. Spinach, broccoli, so good. I put something in it. Can be egg too. Yeah, I use eggs. Alright, so Castle H is here ready for Dragonstar, and he's going for a 4 siege workshop. We are going to get some action from the get-go. Cloud, on the other hand, playing with humans, obviously has gone for the second TC over here, starting to get significantly ahead in villager count, already getting 16 extra villagers compared to Dragonstar. We add potatoes and cheese. It's really good, but it smells so bad. During the food or after the food? Because that's a little bit of a downside for some of these vegetables, at the very least until you get used to some of these things. Even beans as well. Can be kind of rough. How much HP does Stonewalls have? I think it's 1030 before you get to the Castle Age. On the new patch, the Fuel Age, sorry, and then it's 1800, so it's standard for the Fuel Age onwards. But At the very beginning, I think it's gone up by quite a bit. By a little bit. Wait, no. It went up from 1,030 to 1,300, right? 1,300, I think. I don't actually remember the actual numbers, but yeah, it was a little bit of a buff. The cauliflower smells bad when cooked. I'm not really sure how you cook it, but the way that I do it, it's so good. It smells amazing. The one thing that makes me nauseous though is boiling broccoli. Do not ever boil broccoli. It's just such a bad thing to do. You want to saute both the cauliflower and the broccoli, and it's so much better like that. A little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, of course, garlic. Oh boy, it's just so good. It can be different map scripts. Yeah, this is going to be standard over here, so it's just 1800 right away. Yes. Broccoli is fine again with potatoes. Yesterday I bought some sweet potatoes to try and roast. I'll see how it is. I've tried some in the past and I liked it. And to my understanding, it seems to be like a better food compared to potatoes, which I love. I like potatoes. I love mashed potatoes, roasted potatoes, like French fries, whatever. But I'm gonna try and make a switch to sweet potatoes, especially as they are only 20% more expensive. What do those monuments do again? The shrines over here allow players to train priests. So the only player with priests right now is Dragonstar, who's the only player who's got map control over here, map presence to speak of, and he's been using the priests to collect the relics. These are not quite as good as monks at all. They actually have only 5 range, whilst monks get 9, of course. But they are available as soon as you are able to chop through over here. As a matter of fact, you can start going for priests since the very beginning of the game. You just need to chop through in order to get them out, of course. But let's see. We have monks coming up right now from Dragonstar. He cannot do anything on the right hand side because of the castle from Cloud, and he'll try to put pressure on the left hand side. He's just trying to switch the angle up. The problem for Dragonstar is this push is so slow that by the time he gets through, Cloud's going to have enough to go for another castle, and he'll go for a second castle on the left hand side, which will prevent Dragonstar from pushing full stop, right? He can push from the right hand side and be able to push from the left hand side. And yeah, Cloud's gonna be just fine. Plus, he still retains a very strong villager lead with 19 extra villagers from the 2 TCs. In Dragonstar's only now going for the 3rd TC. And assuming that he's got the economy to keep all 3 TCs queued up, it's going to take, with 19 extra villagers right now for Cloud, about 10 minutes for, well, not really, like 8 minutes and a half or so for Dragonstar to catch up. Just to catch up, while Cloud is gonna start getting very far away in terms of resources collected. Yeah, and by the time Dragonstar is able to catch up, Cloud's probably gonna be on his way to the Imperial Age. And this is just assuming that Cloud does not go for a 3rd TC ever, right? If he goes for a 3rd TC, the possibility of catching up is kind of out of the question for Dragonstar. So, Cloud's got almost enough resources to go for the castle. He can chop the tree, delete the farm over here, and go for it right away. Doesn't seem like he's going to need it though. Actually, his defense has been strong enough. Even if he ends up losing 1 cave check over there to the conversion, the only thing we have left for Dragonstar is 1 Magnet, 1 Scorpion. And the converted cave check as well as the Spearman. Now monks over here, which means not resetting the HP of these units. Good unit control. He's got to be careful over there. Probably would have wanted to take the... Yeah, he's trying to go after the siege first, but it's a little bit difficult. Cloud should sneak out for a 3rd TC. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good for him for sure. Can't really stay in forever. And now he's got the resources to go for a 4 castle. So check this out. He sent this the cave checks forward to scout a little bit. And he might be tempted to go for a 4 castle, actually. Yeah. You know, his economy is much stronger compared to Dragonstar. He'll be on his way to the Imperial Age so much sooner. Sending a second wave of cave checks here. There we go. Why even choose Franks? I believe Franks were one of the most popular civilizations on this one. Let me check really quickly. Dawn. No, they were not. But I'm pretty sure that Franks were one of the most popular civilizations on one of these maps. I just can't seem to find which one. Well, it doesn't seem like it's the case actually. So I might have been thinking of Red Bull Wallhalla perhaps. But yeah, I'm not really sure. It really depends on Dragonstar's draft over here. We haven't really gone through the saves or the maps too much to save on time. But I imagine this got to do with Dragonstar's strategy for games number 4 and 5 potentially. And whatever civilizations he had left. If you're asking why going for Franks in the first place in your draft, then that's actually a pretty good question and I don't know. I would expect Franks to be probably a civilization to utilize maybe on something like territorial, perhaps. And even then, I don't know. There are so many extra, so many better civilizations. Yeah, I guess the eco bonus helps at the beginning, but shouldn't be by too much. Especially against Kumas over here, it's not going to be strong enough. Dragonstar's finally catching up in worker count. And Qual has not gone for the 30C, but he is going up to the Imperial Age and he's going to be there in a little bit. He's going to get a university. You have to go for chemistry as well. For the Kipchak, of course, it's very important since they don't get Bracer. And potentially ballistics as well. Everything that Dragonstar has done this series is question mark. Alright. Nice conversion over there. Still though, we have enough Kipchaks over here for Cloud to come forward and take on these guys. Do not get baited by the fact that we have Chinese over here for the game language, because that's just from the fact that the dashboard takes the games from both players. And you can choose whose point of view you want to take a look at. I've just been choosing Cloud's point of view, but it's whatever. It doesn't mean anything. There we are. Johnson's got only one castle over here, so Cloud... Now he's in the Imperial Age, should be going for trebuchets, he just doesn't have the resources to go for it currently. Yeah, just going full Kipchak over here. If he gets enough, might be able to just breach through the wall using Kipchaks alone, but Dragonstar's going for stone quite a bit. So he'll be able to go for a second castle very soon, but this is taking so long. It's taking so long, especially against Cloud, who's already in the Imperial Age and he's going for 2 trebuchets. Dragonstar's castle play over here is just taking forever. There we go. Here come the trebuchets. It's going to be 2 chemistry and hand cards on the way now. Town patrol. Town watch, actually. Franks so suck on arena-like maps. Yeah, I'm not really sure once again why he would draft Franks in the first place. Like the only map that I can think of where I would maybe understand it would be on Territorial, which is a little bit of a faster map, perhaps, right? But yeah, I have no idea. It's just taking so long for him to even catch up, right? Now he's gotten ahead in worker count, but doesn't matter. He's gotten the most gallery economy time so far. Yeah, Qual by 2 hours and a half. And that should be about 3,000 extra resources or so. Let's actually take a look at that. Wow, only 500 extra resources. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess Dragonstar's economy was a little bit stronger because of the upgrades being here a little bit sooner, especially the farming ones. Anyway, here come the villagers for more castles. We already had three trebuchets. You do not need any more than this to take whatever you want down. It can take some time depending on how many villagers your opponent goes for repairing whatever you're targeting, but honestly 3 trebuchets is already pretty hard to hold on against. So he's got him 4th actually. He's got him the 4th one out. Just finished researching ballistics as well, yes. And he's just barreling through the defenses from Dragonstar. If this was Regicide, Dragonstar's king would be sweating. Fortunately for him, it's not. And instead, he's going for Cavalier. Plate, Bard, and Armor just finished researching for Dragonstar. And he's got the Knights here. Let's see what he does. It's coming in. We have plenty of choke points actually for Cloud to utilize here. He's going back towards the trebuchets. He's not kiting though. He needs to kite. He needs to take advantage of the mobility. Now that he's got ballistics as well, he like absolutely must take advantage of the mobility. Another best unit control for Cloud. Come on. They're faster than the Cavalier as well, so with perfect micro, technically you should be able to get the Cavalier down. It's just you don't want to get surrounded like this. So here come the Cavalier. The Kipchaks are getting completely surrounded. We have some pikemen coming into the mix though from Cloud. He's got 4 only. But you know what? They are not going down to the Cavalier. It seems that the Cavalier are just trying to focus on the Kipchaks over here, and the pikemen are getting some good damage down, plus the castle over here is going to be good overall, but still, the amount of units that Dragonstar's got to fight with is enough so that he ends up pushing Cloud away. He takes the trebuchets down, which is going to represent a 1600 investment from Cloud on 4 trebuchets, and he does end up pushing him back. Three for 3 on the trebuchets, absolutely. And now the Cavalier are coming out very quickly. You know, Cloud could potentially make a play. He's got Halberdier right now, which is great. But he could potentially make a play for his own Paladin if he wanted to. The difference is that Frank is going to have extra HP. But yeah, Dragonstar's catching up in the game. All of a sudden, he was looking so much weaker, and then he managed to gather enough patience to get a good amount of units before striking, and he does end up cleaning everything up from Cloud for the most part. And Cloud just gonna keep on going for more Kipchaks. He's got 4 castles to work with, so it's not going to take too long. However, this one's going down very soon. Beautiful defense. Beautiful defense for Cloud. So the Halberdier over already, and Dragonstar is going to take on 3, no problem. The moment he realizes about the extra Halberdier coming out, he's got to bail out of here. Wow, he's actually taking the engagement. This is going to leave the Cavalier on very low HP. You know, there is no way right now, given the economy that Dragonstar's got, there's no way for him to go for Paladin anytime soon. So Cavalier is certainly something that Cloud can't handle. The good amount of Kipchaks over here, these are elite, right? Oh, these are not elite just yet. What's going on? Cloud needs to go for it. If he's gonna commit so heavily into Kipchaks and he's been in the Imperial Age for a while, you would be expecting him to be on elite already. Well, that's kind of awkward. Just how about the year production for Cloud? That's going to be for defense. Yeah, not elite. Interesting. Squire's coming after Cloud. Yeah, just going for defense. This is really awkward. So he was putting some great pressure against Dragonstar. Now he's forced into playing defensive. Let's see if he'll be able to get the Cavalier down over here. Meanwhile, Dragonstar's trying to drop a castle right next to the TC of Cloud. Let's check. Yeah, Dragonstar got denied by the house. and didn't relocate the castle, so he's going to end up getting pushed away by 2 halberdier and a villager. That is really rough. He was not paying attention because of the engagement taking place on the right-hand side with all the halberdier over here taking another cavalier. Seems like Cloud's going to be able to clean this out, and Dragonstar's units are crumbling. However, they still are stronger over here, pound per pound. And he ended up cleaning up the halberdier, but he calls a GG. The Kirchheffs did manage to sneak into his base once again from Cloud. And whilst population was higher for Cloud, JonSlow still have a good amount of cavalier. I guess this probably comes from his inability of, you know, to go into Paladin, most likely. And it's, yeah, unfortunate for JonSlow over here. Game number 2. Game number 3 actually goes in favor of Cloud. And we'll take a look at game number 4 to see what we get. It's going to be match point already, and Cloud's looking strong. Dragonstar's gotta figure something out for sure. We'll take a look at the achievements once we play a quick commercial, and then we'll jump into game number 4 right away. Wasn't that a pallet? No, we have just Cavalier. So checking on the achievements while we wait for the commercial to run through. We will find a stronger KD for Dragonstar, which he kind of needed to get, right? Given how expensive the units he was going for were. In the end, it's going to be about 6 to 5. And then taking a look at economy, we'll see. A much stronger economy for Dragonstar, collecting about 1,700. Actually, collected about 1,900 extra resources, sorry. Like 1,903 extra resources exactly, I believe. And I'm getting a lot of gold from relics as well, so that's going to amount for some of it. And this was catching up from the Frank player. If you take a look at the overall resource collection rate over here for both players, it was much better for Clown. Not even close, right? Until Dragonstar eventually was able to catch up in villager count, and then he started surpassing Cloud. Besides that, we just see faster uptime for Cloud to the Imperial Age by quite a lot. Faster castle time for Dragonstar, of course. And yeah, that's going to be about it. We'll just go back. Let's take a look at APM over here. Yeah, let's just go back and check the next game, all right? Game number 4, thus, will take place on Territorial. And this is a map where actually I would have expected to see Knights and Franks specifically. But now we have instead, for Dragonstar, playing on the left-hand side, Britons, while for Cloud, we have Mayans. These are 2 very strong civilizations on this map still, so it's not like you need to get Franks on this map, right? But if they were going to be used somewhere, I probably would have expected it to be used here. Anyway, once again, just 2x, ever so slightly. And Cloud's playing with Mayans. So that means he's going to start with 1 extra villager. As long as he does not go for Loom, he's going to retain his villager lead. Besides that, he gets 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the field castle and Imperial Ages. Gets longer lasting resources. It does begin with 50 less food because of the extra villager though, but then that's going to be about it. Then for the team bonus, he also gets cheaper palisade walls, which on this map obviously is not really going to be too important. The discount on archer units is going to come instrumental. If he starts going for archers as soon as he gets to the field age and goes forward to try and put pressure, that's going to make the Mayans very, very threatening. Emphasis in field age, because Dragonstar with Britons, he's going to have to pay full price, but he's going to have the archers producing faster because of the team bonus for Britons being 20% faster working archer ranges, and once he gets to the castle age, so the faster production is going to be the entire game, right? But once he gets to the castle age, the archers are already going to get 1 extra range. So he'll be able to mass units faster. He's going to have to pay full price, but he's going to be able to mass units faster. He's going to be able to outrange Cloud as well. But it's going to be extremely dependent on good unit control from Dragonstar, so we'll see. Manalog humans, probably the most fun save in the game. At last, we have predictable save from Dragon. Yeah. You gotta hand it to Dragonstar though. For as awkward as his picks have kind of seemed so far in the series, he is one of the most out-of-the-box players. He's one of the most creative, one of the most unpredictable players. So that's something that I do really like from him. So I wouldn't really want to take that away from him. It's unfortunate that he's not really been able to make it work. And I'm very sure for every civilization he's gone for on these maps, he had a strategy planned. I just struggled to see exactly what it is that he was planning for. No one expects the Cavalier Brits. Yeah. The mind games. Anyway, as we are already in the village, I guess we can go back to 1x. We're gonna see archers come out already for Cloud, and Dragonstar's got archers coming out himself too. Alright. Not too shabby. Both players will engage in a moment. JonSlow's going into skirmishers, and so is Cloud. He did go for a few extra archers compared to Dragonstar though, and he does get them for cheaper. But still. I've gone from seeing AoE 1 tournament to AoE 2 tournament. I keep forgetting how different games look. Flygon, wait, hold on. You were actually watching Age of Empires 1 tournament? Is there such a thing? What is it called? A few hours ago? Is it like a qualifier for Red Bull Wallhalla? I have no idea. Oh, hold on. That is true. They had a what was it? It had a very unusual name. Let me check it. I remember now. Yes. Something like I still don't remember. But the name was kind of interesting. Nice defense. Yeah, for Dragonstar. Yeah, I don't know. Classic Cup. Ah, okay, there we go. Classic Cup Season 2. Yes. I see it now. A tier. Thank you. No problem. What's this? Are the strongest in AoE 1? Are there bad? Yeah, I have no idea. Literally, I played Age of Empires 1 for half an hour. Like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I don't even remember when it was, and I had no idea what was going on. I understood nothing. And coming from Age of Empires 2, obviously you're used to a more polished, like a more complex game, right? Age of Empires 2 takes on Age of Empires 1 and improves it so much. Takes on the formula and improves it so much. So going from Age of Empires 2 to Age of Empires 1 is difficult. I remember I tried to play it and the AI rushed me extremely early on, like 6 minutes in or something, and I was like, yeah, screw this. And I just uninstalled it and went back to AoE 2. Regardless though, Dragonstar's defenses have been pretty good over here for the most part. The game's been pretty uneventful, so we're not missing too much of anything. KD is 3-2 in favor of Dragonstar playing defensive, makes sense. And yeah, Cloud cannot do anything in terms of doing damage over here, but he will disrupt Dragonstar's economy a little bit by pushing the villagers away. Whilst if you take a look at Cloud's side of the map, he does have the villagers out still collecting resources. Wait a moment, actually Dragonstar still does, right? Well, this is something Cloud could potentially take advantage of, given that he's the one putting pressure. Seems like he might end up getting cleaned up, though. AO1 is great, but no garrison is hard to go back to. And if I am not mistaken, by the way, Flygon, the tournament was for Age of Empires 1 OG, or was it for Age of Empires 1 DE? Because to my understanding, the DE edition changed a bunch of things. Not only the graphics, but also... DE, okay, yeah. I think on Age of Empires 1, the farms were not walkable, right? Like the OG version, so... Yeah, I don't know how I would like that. Apparently most of the Asian scene sticks to A1 base game, literally unpatched. Yes! That's my understanding as well. I think it's very strong in Vietnam. I'm not really sure if it's the case also on the Philippines, but I know that there's a very strong scene over there. To my understanding, many of the exploits or issues, game bugs, right? They have already incorporated as part of the meta for the game. It's kind of sad that we won't be able to see that during Red Bull because they'll be using DE. But yeah, I guess they're not really gonna want to show the standard version, right? When DE is already out. It looks kind of awkward. Very nice push coming out from Cloud. He's making a switch into Eagles. Right now he's got, yeah, 3 barracks. And he's able to clean out the archers from Dragonstar for the most part, so this could very well be match point as well. Cloud, he's looking great. And Dragonstar's making a play for Minotaurs. We had talked about this in the past. Minotaurs are going to be the most cost effective. Between Minotaurs and Knights, the Minotaurs are just going to absolutely shred Eagles, but they are not quite as fast. So we'll see if Cloud's able to take advantage of the mobility of the units he's been going for to outpace the Minotaurs and potentially strike on multiple places at once. Minotaurs are out. Scorpion's coming out now for Cloud. Interesting. There we go. Yeah, check that out. The Lone Swords. This is not even close. It's just a cemetery of Eagle Warriors. Damn, boy. That is not good from Cloud. The whole point of Eagles is the mobility. You know, split your army up. Go forward. Try and disrupt your opponent. Even if they have the Lone Swords chase and you're unable to stop and actually get villagers, just get in the TC's idle, you know. Potentially forcing them to garrison by threatening to take some villages down is very important. He's not gone for any of that, so now Dragonstar's looking pretty strong. He's got only 11 Lone Swords, but that'll be enough for him to take the Siege Workshop and the Monastery down and then go forward and start putting pressure against Cloud, who at this point can make a play for archers. He's going for the Crossman upgrade. So we're gonna see crossbows to take on the Lone Swords, and then Dragonstar is gonna have to go for either his own longbows, which ones are going to have extra range, or skirmishers potentially. Well played on Dragon's part, yeah. Imagine going infantry versus Mayans and not being immediately punished by cheap archers. Yeah, he should be, we have only 2 archer ranges though, and I think one of these is 4, right? So massing the units gonna present a little bit of a challenge for Cloud. It's going for it now. No Balkinaro, by the way. No Balkinaro, no ballistics. You know what? Dragonstar's getting away. What? Why would Cloud ever want to take the engagement over? You're just losing so many villagers. What is that? 4 villagers down the gutter. Yeah, it's almost another villager going down over there. Yeah, sure, the Lone Swords are going down, but I'll take it. No, loses 5 Lone Swords, takes 4 villagers. Check Cloud's population now. It's looking so rough. The great thing about this too is that he was taking some gold minus, which makes it so much harder for Cloud to keep on going. Despite the Mayan bonuses, right? It's still going to make it harder for them to go for extra archers. Seeing British infantry is always a hood. Yeah. This has been, if anything, a very interesting and peculiar series. Beautiful. Might see some villagers going down over here. Qual can take the lone sword, so there is no need for him to try and trade for the villagers right away. Yeah, the lone swords are going down. And in the end, the villagers do make an escape from Dragonstar, as he's going for a second TC. He's gonna start pulling a nice villager lead on Cloud, and Cloud, as now he's making a play for both archers and Eagle Warriors, will make it that much harder for Dragonstar to defend himself, right? We are going to have lone swords coming out for Dragonstar, and archers coming out for him as well. So it's going to be the same composition for both. With the difference, of course, that archers from Cloud will take the lone swords down. Archers from Dragonstar are unlikely to take the Eagle Warriors down. However, obviously the lone swords will take the Eagles down pretty easily. So unit control over here is absolutely instrumental for both players. And military count is about the same. Yeah, good unit control over here for Dragonstar, despite not having ballistics. Doesn't that get in a few picks over here? Well done. He's gotta keep the lone swords at hand as well. That's a little bit of the downside, right? The lone swords are not quite as mobile as the Eagle Warriors. But then to be fair, it's not like Cloud can go anywhere he wants with these Eagle Warriors without relying on the archers as well. So it's gonna be kind of the same situation. Jarn outranges Cloud though? Yes, he does. He's got the extra range, so that's pretty good. But shouldn't be able to get Eagles down. So this is actually a good dynamic for Dragonstar. Just buy himself some time, but send some lone swords for. He doesn't need to engage because Cloud's not gonna want to engage, right? But then just ignore the center and just try to target Cloud's own crossbows. If he's able to take the crossbows, then the lone swords are in a safe position to take on the Eagle Warriors. Unfortunately, though, he doesn't really have any lone swords over here anymore. Yeah, Eagle Baden was too strong. And now we have ballistics for Cloud. And ballistics for Dragonstar as well. Doesn't seem like anyone's gonna be able to do much of that anymore. Yo, Rosa! Hi! How are you doing? Welcome. How you doing? Me doing fine. Just alright. Dragonstar's holding, that's enough? Yeah. Yeah, so there's so much catching out to do for Cloud over here that it's looking... Yeah, like a very unlikely game for him, right? So Dragonstar doesn't think this one. It was a good game. It was a good game. Dragonstar reacted swiftly to the push from Cloud. With the Eagles, he recognized the situation, went for lone swords right away. Was able to defend himself, and with the extra TCs, started getting a hidden villager count, while Cloud really struggled to find any damage at all. So, for game number 5 then, given that this goes in favor of Dragonstar, we are going to have the final map of the set. Let's just jump into it right away. Let's check. Vintage Arena for game number 5. Perfect. What do we get for the next game then? Klaus playing with Burgundians. Once again, we're just gonna fast forward a little bit. Klaus playing Burgundians and JonSlow playing Bohemians. We have seen this matchup before. As a matter of fact, wasn't this a matchup that we saw on Vintage Arena specifically in the first set of the day that we covered? I think we did, right? Bohemians big advantage. Well, I am liking Bohemians over here in the later stages of the game. Better, for sure. Big advantage. It really depends on how the civilizations get played out over here. But if we are just talking about the same situation for both players in the late imp stages, I'm liking Bohemians a little bit better. So what do we have? Dragonstar. I'm not really sure if he's gonna try and make a play for fast imp over here, which we have seen Bohemians go for quite a lot when playing these maps. And Cloud, on the other hand, there's a few things he can go for over here. Of course, he can go for also a fast imp kind of play. Going for monks against Bohemians is gonna be rough. But yeah, could potentially make a play for it overall. He just needs a good start, right, to get a hit.
Yes. No. Yes.
Oh, JonSlow couldn't find the second boar. It's outside, yeah. Just vintage arena. There we go. This is kind of rough though. Dragonstar ends up getting this one delayed by quite a bit. I like Burgundians if they can boom better. Alright. Bohemians get a while to get going. So do Burgundians, especially now that the discount, the food discount on eco upgrades from the next stage has gone down to only 40% less food. It's going to be a little bit of a slower civilization as well, compared to before anyway. Alright, JonSlow's gonna have 23 population, so this is just going to be a standard fast castle for him. And Cloud, on the other hand, is going up on 25, so it's going to be also a standard fast castle. Interesting, so nobody's going for an imp play over here to speak of, and Dragonstar's already on his way up. Why is going monks versus Bohemians rough? They have no bonus for monks except for getting the goal a bit faster. Versus Bohemians, they have the hustle reform upgrade in the Imperial Age, allows you to save so many resources. And they also have cheaper monasteries as well. Oh, wait. That got changed. The monasteries are no longer cheaper. It's just the universities and the blacksmiths, right? Let me check the tech tree. I had forgotten about that. Okay, so that's not as big of a lead. But yeah, hustle reforms can still be strong. Yeah, blacksmiths and universities only, not the monastery, right? That got changed a few patches back. If it gets to full monks, yeah, that's what I mean by going for monks against them, as assuming a monk battle between both civilizations. Has a reform only matters for super long term? Yeah, they're still pretty useful. Oh, you're talking about the relic fights over here? Oh, I was talking about the monk play, but going for relics? Yeah, it's whatever. There's nothing in the, in the early Castle Age that's going to benefit Dragonstar civilization over Clouds, for sure. No trash disappointed? Hey, but we have a smash coming up over here for Dragonstar, so that's gotta be something. That's gotta count for something. We are getting some action fairly early on in any case. Let's check. Yeah, good defense over here for Dragonstar. Go mining coming up now for Cloud. You know, this push could be really strong now that he's getting the second mangonel out. Yeah, it's going to be so much stronger. Should be able to breach through very soon. Cloud should be able to get some houses and connect to the edge of the walls over here on the right hand side towards the south, right? But besides that, not too much. One thing I do wish a 2 tournaments did that they 1 tournaments do. Victory by relics, artifacts, King of the Hill, and Wonder are valid. Some tournaments do, but yeah, it's not the standard. I do get that. Nice knife from Cloud as well. So yeah, JonSlow's taking a while, but he's finally breaching through. He's coming in with Atonement as well. And the other thing you see with Bohemians, right? If it's not going to be a fast imp into Monk push, into a smash with Trebs potentially, just going to be a standard smash in the Castle Age. So let's check. With Atonement already, Dragonstar is going to be able to target Cloud's monks. Meanwhile, Cloud, I don't think he will be able to do the same. I don't think he's gone for too many monk upgrades over here at all. He's got Sanctity though. Oh, but the insta conversion! That is so good! Defensive castle's coming up now for him to try and hold on. Okay, he's got Redemption, Cloud that is, and yeah, with Sanctity over there, he, oh man, got so unlucky with the conversion time over there, ended up getting picked up by the Mangonels. I think he should know about the castle, he does. But he's just gonna try and suppress the TC over here. You know, if he's able to get the TC down, he'll be able to keep on pushing from the left-hand side anyway. But yeah, that is unfortunate. He ended up losing the Mangonel over there. Doesn't have a villager to repair this one. More monks are coming out though. Come here, grab a hammer, you lazy butt. Just gonna repair that. Yeah, it's getting the stable barracks and the blacksmiths. That's huge. Oh man, he got them all. He got them all right away. And deleted them. Does he need to delete them? Does he already have a stable? Why would he delete the stable? He could potentially have gone for scouts. I guess maybe the castle had enough range over here that he kind of needed to delete it. So that he can move over the left-hand side. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, he could have deleted I think this is the blacksmith, right? So it was barracks, the stable, and the blacksmith. Yeah, he could have just deleted the blacksmith too. I'm not really sure why he went for it. Yeah, the cover is not good, but you know, a few scouts over here would work wonders against Cloud's defenses. John's just paying attention. Literally the first doubt outpost I've ever seen. This is not good, man. This is not good. He's gotta bring more manas and he's gotta take the TC down. The defense has been really strong though for Cloud for sure. Only 2 TCs for Cloud as well. He won't be getting too far ahead in military. Sorry, in economy, which means he won't be able to go for a sneaky light cavalry army like what we saw before. Let's check though. Conversions are coming up once again, going right after the man over there. We're gonna see the conversions coming up against the monks, and he doesn't get both these monks. They get immediately suppressed by the TC and the castle, but it does buy him enough time to go after the TC without having to worry about any defenses from Cloud. And yeah, Cloud's getting a market up. Boy, this is looking good for Dragonstar. Despite Cloud being hit by 13 villagers, his economy is under a lot of pressure. And if we take a look at gather economy time, it's actually just a little bit higher for Cloud. Getting the market up over there was absolutely instrumental for him to get the castle up over here. So with the two castles here, he should be able to... Yeah, do not go there. He cannot deny this. But with the 2 castles over here, he should be able to prevent Dragonstar from doing any further damage past just getting this 1 TC down. As a matter of fact, the second castle doesn't even range the Mangonel. So the TC is still going down. Okay, now it does. He's kind of fletching. Dragonstar's gotta be careful. He might be able to get the TC down over there still, but yeah, definitely cannot keep on pushing over here anymore. He will be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon though, and we'll see bombard cannons coming. Actually, Trebuchet is coming out as Dragonstar's got almost enough stone to go for a castle himself. And Cloud will be on his way to the Imperial Age as well. A little bit later. Just a little bit. He's converting the house. Yeah, he's going. Forecast are coming out right now. I think Cloud can see this. Never mind. He doesn't want free population space. He doesn't want this filthy architecture. Not everything in Western Europe build is bad. Alright, so chemistry is coming out right now as well. One of the perks of getting access to, or getting Bohemians, right? You can research it in the Castle Age, so once he gets to the Imperial Age, he'll be able to go for trebuchets and bombard cannons at the same time. Do you know what that equals to? BBC plus trebuchet equals GG. Cloud will end up losing both these castles. Without the castles, he won't be able to stop the push from Dragonstar anymore. Imperial Age is here. The church is already on the way, just finished researching chemistry. He can go for bombard cannons, he's just choosing not to. And there we are, he's got 2 queued up already from both these siege workshops. Things are looking up for Mr. Dragonstar over here in Cloud. Still higher population, still higher work count. The work count specifically so much higher compared to Dragonstar that it's ridiculous, but it's going to take some time for it to actually pay off. For the time being, it seems like yeah, Dragonstar is gonna be fine, right? And once again, the most important thing, taking the castles down. If he's getting the castle down, he's got 2 bombard cannons, sorry. He's got 3 trebuchets with 1 already out and 2 queued up. That's going to be 5 siege weapons. He should be able to get the TCs, the castles down with everything. And if I were Dragonstar, man, I would be focusing the castle down right away, because now he's giving Cloud some time to potentially go for trebuchets himself. Alright, unpack the treb and just take it. Just take the castle down. Oh, how's the wagon? There we go. Yeah, the castle's pretty good. Feel awful for Cloud? Yeah, after taking 2 games back to back in games 2 and 3, you need to win 1 out of 2 remaining games, and losing back to back over here, it's just so rough. Once again though, probably would have preferred for Dragonstar to just go and target the castles right away as soon as he got out, because he ended up giving Cloud time to react, and now Cloud's done a really good job overall. The castle will still crumble though, as long as Dragonstar pays attention. Should be able to get the trebuchets down, eventually should be able to go after the castle once again. Yes, sir. Good shot. Yeah, and bombard cannons over here will make it very, very hard for Cloud to make a skirmisher only play work. You could potentially see Huvnita come out for Dragonstar very soon as well, and that's just going to make it even harder for Cloud to do anything over there. Well done from Dragonstar, gets the trebuchets down, the castle down. It feels GG. It feels over. No. Dragonstar's not really going to struggle to get the castle down over here, I hope. If he's paying attention to the bombard cannons. And yeah, all the other villages as well is awful, given that the only thing that Cloud had going for him was the stronger villager count, but that's not going to be the case for much longer. So, game number 5 should be going in favor of Dragonstar. We're probably going to see the GG being called as soon as the castle goes down, given the fact that we have so many bombard cannons over here and they can take on the skirmishes. There is nothing in terms of defenses, right, for Cloud. And Dragonstar is going to be the player moving on to the main event, the round of 16, to start tomorrow. Or at the very least, the round of 16 time frame is going to begin tomorrow. In Cloud, on the other hand, not so much. He calls a GG over here and gets knocked out of the qualifiers. Dragonstar 3, Cloud 2.